What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Kaspa today, KAS USD. Hit that like button, subscribe, and thank you all for being here. Let's get into it, okay? First and foremost, Bitcoin's down about 17% this week. KAS, on the other hand, is very neutral. It's at like 0%. Um, I'm going to hurt your feelings and not hurt your feelings at the same time, okay? So, first off, hurting your feelings. Anybody who's saying Kaspa was only down 0.1%. Bitcoin's down 17%. This means Kaspa's going to rally. You're wrong. Probably. You're probably wrong. No, I wouldn't say that this is a sign of Kaspa's strength. I don't think that that's right. I don't think that's fair to say at all. Kaspa has been moving down far longer than most cryptos right now. It's been in a bear market of its own, but that's the good thing. That's the good thing. Here, I said I was going to hurt your feelings, then I said I was going to say something nice. The good thing is, clearly, Kaspa moves to the beat of its own drum. I still confidently, that's not the word I wanted to use, but we'll say confidently, I very, very much believe Kaspa has lower to go. Okay. All this is telling us here, the fact that Bitcoin's down 17% and KAS is not really down that much at all this week, is telling us the same thing that we've already known. The same thing that we've known since Kaspa's first bull market, whenever it started pumping without any other crypto pumping at all. No, Bitcoin wasn't leading the way here to the bull market, and Bitcoin did not lead the way here in the bear market at all. Okay? Is that the thing that we already know? Is that Kaspa does its own thing, which is interesting. It's interesting. Kaspa itself as a crypto is interesting on a fundamental basis, but as a price performance basis as well, it's pretty interesting how independent it is of the rest of the market. So, yes, hurting your feelings, I still believe we're going to go lower, but not hurting your feelings, it can do whatever it wants at any time that it wants as well. I thoroughly believe that we're going to go lower. Maybe from here we move up a little bit, but still, the idea overall is that we will go below 2 cents, perhaps even below 1 cent. I do suspect that we'll see the bottom of Kaspa's bear market somewhere near this wicking low, somewhere near these areas of support here and this area of resistance here, which again is all right below 1 cent or just below 2 cents there, somewhere around like 1.5 cents even. Okay. We're looking at this on the 1 hour time frame. And maybe we can look at it with some volume. Let's do Kraken or Bybit. We'll do Bybit, spot price. Bybit spot price for some volume. 1 hour time frame is pretty neutral and choppy. The RSI is neutral as well. Stochastics are right at a point to reject. The MACD looks like it wants to cross down. I mean, you're at a point where you can move up. You're at a point where you can move down. I don't feel confident one way or another looking at the 1 hour time frame. All I feel confident in is that if you move up from here, it won't be much. If you move down from here, it's probably not going to be much either. But over time, you will be working your way down to lower lows. 4 hour time frame. Yeah, you're in a bit of an uptrend with the RSI. This is what gives me a little bit of hope that you could see some movement up here. But again, nothing crazy. Nothing too crazy. I don't think so. Stochastics again at a point to reject, and the MACD overall is bearish. But here's the positive thing on the MACD, is that you rejected the 0 here. And that rejection did not really send you down too much. You got a higher low out of it. So now you're looking like you want to cross above the 0. Maybe you do pop up a little bit here. Let's see. High to low. Somewhere between 3.2 cents to maybe 8 cents? 3.6 cents. 3.2, 3.6, 3.25, 3.65, whatever. Somewhere in that area. That would be 0.0325, 0.0365 dollars. Okay, somewhere in that area for support. Or resistance, I should say. And you probably go lower. Yeah, I like it. I like it for a short-term move up. You probably do move up this next week. Daily MACDs giving you some bullish divergence. RSI looks ugly. Stochastics look ugly too, but whatever. Weekly time frame. We look at this, and now I'm going to back out to the all-time history chart. I guess it's not really necessary. We just need this area, so the all-time history is not really necessary. We look at the weekly chart, and you still have lower highs throughout all this, right? Lower highs all the way through. Lower highs. You got lower lows too. You're probably going to form a lower low. Stochastics look bad. The MACD's bearish overall. When Kaspa found its low here, it did this. When it found its low here, it did this. When it found its low here, it did this. When it found its low here, it did this. Whenever it found its low here, it did this. Right? You see what I'm saying? Here, when it found its low, it had a double bottom. It didn't just do this. Double bottom, and then it did this, but inevitably it broke through. Here, when you found your low, you didn't really do much, did you? And you went lower. Here, when you found your low, you didn't do much, did you? So, again, as time goes on, probably going to go lower, right? Just because Kaspa historically is like to find actual lows with vibrance doesn't mean that it has to here. But the fact that you've been grinding out this area and what should be quote unquote your bear market low, it just makes me think that you're going to go lower. Makes me think you're going to go lower. Low to high. Right below the 236, you're just rejecting it. There's a very, very high chance that you do not go above 4 cents. Okay, not before going lower. You're probably going to go to 1.5, 1.4 cents. Very, very likely that you go to this area. You're super close to this red line, and statistically speaking, you're more likely to interact with this line than you are to get above this line. That would mean from here, over time, Kaspa has another 50-something% to drop. Do not let me stop you from buying here. Objectively, this is some of the best prices to buy Kaspa since 2024. Since 2023. In years. It's like 3 years. This is the best time to buy in 3 years, or 2.5 at least. It'll get better if you wait, though. And I think the finale to this bear market is coming. I think sometime between now and the end of this year, we will see Kaspa below 1.5 cent, and that'll be where I'm buying. I plan on buying Kaspa as well as various other cryptos, and I wouldn't be surprised if this thing finished its bear market on its own and began its next bull market on its own as well. I expect big things out of Kaspa in the future. When I say in the future, I mean 2027. I think it'll be good. 2027 could be the year that Kaspa sees new all-time highs. It could be 2028. It could be 2020, probably 2028 at the latest that you see new all-time highs. But if we imagine that you go to like just below 1.5 cent there, the minimum expectation would be something of like a 25x to a 60-something x. I would very much expect the Kaspa sees prices above $1 during its next bull market high. You'd probably go as high as $2. I mean, could you go to $15? It's possible. The crazy thing for Kaspa is that, yeah, even a target as high as $15 could be possible, but I don't know. Let me double check my math on that. Hold on real quick. Let me see KAS. 842 million. We times 10 that. That's 8 billion. We times 100 that. It's 80 billion. Yeah, I mean, statistically speaking, you're probably not going to get up to $15 because that's a 900x. But you stand a solid chance of going between like $6, a dollar to $6, maybe even just above $6, something like that. You do have a solid chance of seeing that if you see new all-time highs. And I think you have a very high probable chance of going, again, at least above $1. So, not financial advice, not a financial advisor. Do what you will with that. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all. Take care. Bye-bye.